I never really saw anybody in media that was like, oh, like being a chef is something to be proud of. Being a chef is something that you can actually succeed in, and be great, be great, be great. This is episode 18 of A Thousand Days Podcast. We are here with our host, Nicole, Patrick, and we're going to be talking about, and myself, I'm here too. And we're going to be talking about, appreciating the opportunity and a little bit of hindsight. I think it's important for us to always be thankful and always understand the grace that's been given to us in business. And a lot of things that have happened. We've moved so many different times. We've done so many different things. A lot of times we kind of get into nostalgic moments thinking about the different things that we've done just to make it. When we were starting off and we were counting tickets and we were happy we got 10 tickets and made $100 to now we get 10 tickets a second, a minute, an hour, all of that, especially last night.
Been print.
Yeah, and printing. We didn't have printers. We were handwriting every ticket.
Yeah.
We were making pies in a little pie maker.
Actually, saddening. Let's move on to the
making doing a lot of things, and I think it's very important for us to appreciate the opportunities that have been given. I know for me, just finding myself in so many different rooms and so many different conversations that I never thought I would be a part of, especially starting this business how we started it. I was just grateful that we were paying the rent and paying electric bill. And, some kind of way it got us to opening our own delivery service. We had, I wouldn't say great success with it, but we did have success. It made money. We did the things that's still living today, years later. And then having that delivery service kind of get us to consulting to other businesses and how they did delivery and what they could do with delivery and how they could use it. And then that really got us to, again, going across the world, being a part of different conversations, running other people's businesses because they saw how well we were doing. And just the knowledge that we had, and kind of plugging that together to even right now. We moved into Chef Suite up there on Broad Street. We moved our business into there. It's been going pretty well thus far. And, they asked me to come on as a consultant for them. And, now it's kind of taking all that I've done over the course of these many years and kind of plugging into one opportunity to allow us to not only help our business that is within the building, but help other people's businesses within that same building and possibly other buildings that they will, erect in different states. We can also take our learnings and help them too. So it's just really cool to see how, like, us just plugging away at an order here, order there, and now it's just like people are looking at us as the creme de la creme for delivery. And it's kind of crazy to me. But I guess really, asking you guys, what are the opportunities that you've experienced through this journey that has really, kind of made you grateful of, just whatever. Because a lot of times we forget and we are so stuck in the work and we're like, all right, well, got to get up, got to do the next thing and trying to make it. And it's like we don't really realize, well, I look at some of the other people that we're consulting and I'm like, they're making what we make in a day, in a month. And I'm just like, whew. It could have been rough.
That's where the hindsight come to play. Like our success has kind of gotten familiarized and kind of regular for us where, when you look back, it's like, man, my house is a dot, saying from where we started or from where we are now, at least. As far as me, thinking about appreciating opportunities, I know I've thanked you multiple times, in the recent times just for creating the opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of recently. And that was one thing that I really just kind of wanted to acknowledge because, like you said, we get so caught up in the race of it and just going and going and going and going. You know, you really kind of have time to say, thank you for doing what you do daily to make sure that things happen. You know what I'm saying? For
You're
you to have,
welcome.
thank you, Nicole, for the mind that you have that's able to kind of create and move in certain things. Where we talked about role playing before. Being like I said, that creative in that way and that kind of business minded and able to create things. You may not be able to run everything that you create, but hey, it's there. Somebody run this.
Somebody run
I put it there.
Yeah.
And then I always think about just myself and how I choose to live my life. Like I'm very kind of go with the flow, follow my heart and stuff like that. So, and that's something that I wouldn't change about myself because it's authentic, it's genuine to me. But one of the things that I've learned, and I've said this before, but because I live like this, I don't have the luxury of turning down opportunity. And that's a luxury to me. To be able to, or a luxury in general, to be able to say, I see that over there, but I'm good on it. I don't necessarily have that, and I kind of like and appreciate that because when things come, I kind of have to take it. And it kind of gets me out of my box. It keeps me moving. It keeps me in the moment and aware of just like, all right, what's the next thing that's coming because that's my lifeline.
Yeah.
Not this isn't how everybody should live. Obviously,
Yeah.
you kind of do have to be ready and prepared for that kind of mindset. But it is a way that I enjoy. But so that's where my appreciating opportunity comes from because I feel like that's what I feed off of. What's the next thing that I can get into? I love seeing things grow and progressing.
Yeah.
And then knowing it kind of tells me where to go next. I just kind of like following that.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys are looking at me because I'm next.
You are next.
How much time on the clock do we have?
Plenty.
So, I'm appreciative that this opportunity has connected a childhood dream, or I don't know if I talked about this before. As a young girl, I used to play with my Barbie dolls and my Cabbage Patch dolls, and I used to.
What's
fix
a
up the
Cabbage
hair.
Patch doll?
Okay, and so I'm gonna continue before I cuss you out. And so, but I remember we were on a vacation, and one of the dolls' names was Samantha. That was like my child, right? And I was just like, all right, we're on the RV traveling away on vacation, and I own my own business, right? So this opportunity has connected that dream for me because I had no idea that I would be in an entrepreneurial role. Not with my entrepreneurial guidance of any kind, but with my role playing of an operations person that I've built, that role that I've built on throughout my life as a parent, as a worker in someone's place. But so I'm appreciative that it has come to life. I'm appreciative of that. Hindsight, I've created, I don't know, I've created business areas that I wanted to build on and open up and partake in when I was in my early 20s, when I lived in California, and I didn't have the money or the drive or the understanding on how to grow it, but I knew I wanted a coffee shop. I knew I wanted to open a Dunkin' Donuts. I knew I wanted to franchise a Golden Crust. Like I had ideas of entrepreneurial minded ways, but I just didn't know how to do it. So, I'm appreciative that Daquan has come into my life and has brought that opportunity and that option. And I thank him as well every day. Just like thank you, thank you for having the chaos.
Mm-hmm. No matter how trash it feels in the moments.
I thank him for that. So, my appreciation of all opportunities, I don't know, I don't really, I'm not heavy on, I thank God, but I thank God regularly. I'm not that person. But I will say that I thank God for all the opportunities we have from the start of our home that we purchased, because it started there, to where we are now. I feel like there's been no true struggle. Like, yes, did we work hard? Did we feel like the world has fallen apart. We're brain, whatever. Yes, we felt all those trials, right? But we didn't struggle, right? And so I'm appreciative that we continue to evolve the opportunities into growth, into partnerships, into understand like growth is, yes, you're growing, but like understanding growth in that branches out to different things. Like I think every opportunity helps us. I mean, even to be here and have a podcast through all that we're doing, we're still trying to erupt a podcast, not just like we're just audio, it's video. Like we literally have to be present, as best as I can. But I'm appreciative of it. I mean, I pay homage to the path that we've come across. From dispatching out the restaurant and handing out, this is your first order, this is your second order,
Put the map on the
to
wall.
with the colored pins. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I bought a map and I had the areas of the zip codes in certain colors, and I had pins in it so that we know that we can bulk orders together and that they could go together. That was my idea. But anyway, all of that, right? Because now my map is here. Right? This is my map. It's now integrated.
Put the other map on the table.
Yeah.
While we're doing our video podcast. So, I really truly I question, I do, what the next step is. I question if we're doing the right thing. I question if when is it going to end? How is it going to end? Is it tragic? Is it easy? Is it simple? But we're here and we're not giving up. So, as our previous episode 17, as some people at the table have denoted that their role play stops at a certain point, it ain't stopping. We riding this till the wheels fall off, because we're going to take that energy from the experiences that we have been through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And use that to catapult us to the next level. So we're not going to stop, but it is going to get easier. It is going to feel better. It is going to feel so much as
Speaking into existence.
A dry,
We're claiming, man.
Excuse my terms, a dry rape. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, we're going to get there and it's not going to be so exhausting. So we just have to keep going,
And y'all wonder why I'm trying to get out the car.
I mean,
now. That's what we've been doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what's been happening.
Wow.
Let me out. I'll walk.
Jeez.
But I'm just saying that, okay, that term we could exit out if at all possible. But the point of it was just to say that it's rough. It's rough in these streets today. Like,
I didn't hear it now.
Yeah. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, and I look at you with no makeup, no coffee. I'm here, right? Because it's worth it. If it wasn't worth it, then I'd be home crying, saying I can't do anymore, right? I got up this morning with a goal to get us better. So when we open up at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're ready to roll. So that's what I mean. It's more of a perspective, not just the term, but it's more of understanding and seeing if I can explain what our life looks like. Because our audience does not know what we look like. We've never done this in a true setting. They only see us in this calm, made-up clothes setting. They don't see our clothes dirty. They don't see my hair wrapped up. They don't see, I'm carrying boxes of meat and fish and chicken and, you guys slaying 2 and 3 pans to get 5 orders out. And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I may be under exaggerating. They don't get to see that, so.
We need to be mic'd up like the NFL.
They don't want to be a part of that because it's rough in the kitchen. But so they don't see that. So I just want to be clear and understand that while we, the homage, the hindsight, the appreciation, all of that balls into one, and it's that push that's going to give us the push to keep going. So I'm of a different thinking and feeling, I feel like we look at how much is weighing us down, and we don't realize that we need to take that and use that and reverse the energy to go up. You know, last week Thursday, it was rough. It was my usual time, but Patrick, he was spoiled for the last few months, and so Patrick had to come in and cover an all-day shift.
I was not ready for
And
that.
the tears that we could have collected to water the plants of the forest was interesting. But and I'm not bringing it up to client, but just
I am.
but at that moment, taking that frustration, I mean, because you weren't angry, you were wondering what the hell you were doing, but and switching it, because you both always ask me separately, like, how do you do it? Like, how do you keep going? How do you not want to stop? But that's why.
Scream at us and keep going. That's what you do. Did you notice that?
No.
You don't cry. You yell every day.
I didn't yell today.
We was off. It was closed.
But so anyway, that's where for me it's all comes connected, and it's a dream to see and be a part of. And I pray that it's successful for many more years and many more evolutions of this business to come, right? Because I believe that we're not stopping at just consulting and delivery and working in the kitchen. I think that our minds can get some more.
I 100% agree with that. You know, that's what I love about this topic, appreciating the opportunity, where you never really know where the next one's coming. You never really know what it
Not with
looks
Daquan.
For sure. Even with Chef Suite, because how that's been on the horizon for so long, and when it was finally time to kind of jump on it, there it was, kind of ready for us, and it was like the perfect time where if we would have jumped on it right when we heard about it, it wouldn't have turned out the same, or it wouldn't have looked how it looks right now. And seeing the opportunities that's coming from what's happening right now, us coming on right now, and what they're going through right now, it's just all very specific. So, and I feel like that's where the hindsight kind of comes into play. We're able to take these things, but then look at, man, if I would have did this back then, it would have been way different.
Yep.
Or if I would have waited 2 more days later, it would have looked way different. So just really appreciating and having that gratitude for exactly how things are playing out. But also, to your point, staying in the moment of just, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity that I have right now to the fullest. Because I don't see another one yet. So I'm just going to keep milking this one. I don't even know what you're laughing at.
But
do I want to know what you're laughing at?
No, you don't. But I'm laughing. Not I'm laughing. I'm thinking also, just like even our prior location, that space was put in place to teach us financial ingenuity. Because we would have never said yes to where we are now if we hadn't primed ourselves to be financially responsible for that space. We would have said no every time
Can't
you
do
turn.
it, no way, too much.
Right? But that last 10, 11 months taught us that we can do it. And I mean, the other night we were there from 5 to 12 and we made $2,000, and I was like, we did? That felt like a slow whatever day. Think of the slowest day, and it doesn't even feel the same. Do you remember when we got to $2,000? If we got there, I mean, it was that bad in our previous place, but if we got there, we felt like somebody ran us over back and forth. No, literally, like our feet hurt, we was tired, we was hot, we was sweating, we were frustrated, I could go on and on. I mean, we just felt every emotion and every hit. But now we walk out and like, all right, see you tomorrow. And, we come back refreshed. We come back and we do it again. And so, again, we can't dismiss every step. We have to keep every step in. If we take it out, then we wouldn't be here. And then we won't be the next phase or the next 2 phases or whatever the case is. So, I try to keep us grounded in that way. My yelling gets in the way. But it's just releasing steam.
Point it somewhere else.
That's funny.
I mean, so, but
I'm grateful for Nicole's yelling. There you go.
he's lying.
See that?
Where
that?
he's lying.
See that?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Grateful.
He's lying.
Grateful for
But
the
yeah,
opportunity to be yelled at. Could be that. Then I have no ears to hear. See?
you are because you don't listen. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I think that's a good topic for us to remember individually and collectively where we started, where we thought we were going to be, and then see where we are.
I mean, it literally fuels gratitude. You kind of stay in the moment and like when you're not just so stuck and consumed by whatever it is you're doing, you can kind of step outside every now and then and see your growth. You know what I'm saying? See your growth and understand that, man, this same thing that we were doing 2 weeks ago used to be way harder. 2 months ago used to be way harder.
Yeah.
We're doing the exact same thing, but it's easier.
We're doing more.
We're doing more, and it feels easier.
It feels easier with the same amount of people, and we're also able, we don't know if it's successfully going to go off without a hitch, but we're also able to now incorporate, I don't want to call it team building, but we're able to go away. We were never scheduling closings. Never. Like, we never said, it was like, okay, who's going to work while we're gone, while we stepped away. We're actually closing to go and vacation. Like, that's a huge step for us.
And look, and this will be one of those things where, it's kind of up in the air now. You hope it works and this and this and that. 2 years from now, it's easier. It's just something we always do. And It's not even a thought, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm grateful. Y'all get on my nerves so bad. Oh, God. I'm the only female in the crew. Everybody else is males. But I guess I wouldn't do it with anyone else.
We make you better in the same way that you make us better.
There you go.
Woo! Or something like that.
I'm going to drink to that. I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to say a word. Well, yeah, I mean.
Well, as you can see, we appreciate all the opportunities that we've been given for sure. You know what I'm saying? As we take this moment right here to kind of lean into hindsight and really, like I said, just show and display our gratitude, for the journey that we've had, the journey that we're about to continue to go through.
How many days? 500?
500 more.
It's the nights, though. I think if this journey I feel like this journey would be easier if it won't that nighttime shift. But God, we can't get rid of that nighttime shift. It ain't going nowhere anytime soon.
They need their chicken.
They do.
And the shrimp now.
But, hey, look.
We got shrimp.
We got shrimp. We appreciate the opportunity to sell y'all shrimp.
We big time.
Come and get it. 1,000 Days Podcast, episode 18.
Yes. Grateful.
Being a chef is something that you can actually succeed in and